conference after answering questions about some of her errors in the match and whether she was saying farewell to the crowd at the end. Take a listen.
I don't know. If I ever say farewell, I wouldn't tell anyone. So.
It was just one of those bad days at the office.
I don't know. I'm done.
Emotional. She later posted a thank you message to the fans in Australia saying, quote, "I am forever in debt and grateful to each and every single one of you. I love you." Shannon, is the end near for Serena?
Yes, and she knows it. It wasn't a bad game, Skip. Naomi Osaka is better at this age now. When Serena Williams looks across the court, she should see a younger Serena Williams.
I agree.
The girl can out-hit her. She can move better. And all the things that Serena could do to her opponents back in the day, Skip, Serena could summons that thing where she could go to that big serve, and then all of a sudden she would break you, and then she'd run out 7-8, and the game would be over.
Yep.
That's what Naomi Osaka can do to her now. It's not, Serena can still, you saw she beat Simona Halep. She can win. But the thing is, Skip, you gotta be on your A game for 6 matches. And it's, as you age, it gets harder and harder to do that. Because these girls, Skip, her idol, Naomi Osaka idol was Serena. She's 16 years a junior. Serena's 39. This young lady is 23.
Yep.
And can hit with the power that Serena hit with. Skip it. Serena, it's okay. I know she wants 24 so bad, Skip. But Serena, you've had a baby. Things change after motherhood. You play an athletic sport. And the thing is, Serena was power. Not only was Serena the most powerful woman, she can move better. Now, as we start to age, Skip, we don't move with the same freeness. We don't have the same level of power. The same thing happened with Fed. Skip, we see it, and that's the hardest thing for an athlete to come to terms with, my mortality in said sport. She knows it. Skip, the writing's on the wall. No one has to tell Serena. And you see what happens, Skip? She has to play with less frequency because her body can't recover. As we start to age, Skip, we don't have the recoverability. So we can't play a match, we can't play a tournament here and then play. Skip off, play. You see she's pulling out more and more, but you need that conditioning to be able to play. It's just a matter of time. I mean, like she said, she doesn't want to say it. Nobody wants to say goodbye. But Skip, the writing's on the wall, and we're almost at the end.
Okay. I will agree the clock is ticking because, as we all know, the sport of tennis is a young person's sport.
Yeah.
It's young men, young women.
Skip, it used to be at 30 years of age, all the greats were done.
Done. She's 39, to your point. She hasn't won a Grand Slam since this Australian Open 4 years ago when she was already pregnant. So now her daughter is going on 4 years of age.
Olympia.
Okay? And to your point, I completely agree. Naomi got off, I watched the whole match last night. She got off to a jittery start because she's still, it's like her idol's across net. And it's a little bit daunting to say, that's Serena. I was a little kid and I was saying, that's Serena. And once she shook it off, she lost and she got broken right away. And so she's down 2 games. And then all of a sudden she said, okay, here we go. And once she locked in, she's just a little more powerful than Serena is right now. And Serena got overpowered, and I never thought I'd say this, overmatched.
Yes.
Because Naomi was taking balls quicker, and she was just returning them harder. She didn't serve great, but she didn't really need to serve great because she's just a little better at being Serena than Serena is right now.
Right.
But I'm here to say, I'm not going to write Serena off. I don't know what's in her heart and her head because you got to want this because it is a huge sacrifice and commitment.
Well, Skip,
but I'm not yet ready to write her off.
Skip, it gets harder as we age to be able to put the practice time in, and then conditioning becomes a factor.
It does. I got it. What I would do if I'm Serena, I will bet you she will take this path. Skip the French. You don't need to. It's obviously on dirt.
Yeah, it's too grueling.
It's too grueling on your body, sliding after everything. So just skip the French. Play a grass tournament or two leading up. There are lots you can play leading into Wimbledon in London, obviously. And I'll give her a shot. On the fast grass at Wimbledon, I will give her a shot because now she'll be re-inspired. I'm going to take a shot here. Could she win? A lot's going to have to do, is somebody going to upset Osaka? Is somebody going to nip Halep? Or are they going to be on opposite sides of the draw? Because think about what she had to come through. She had to go through Osaka just to get to the finals. Yep. She had to beat Osaka, she had to beat Halep, and she had to beat this other girl that was ranked number, 7 in the world. Yeah, and she won, and this young lady won the French. So look at what she had to come through. So yes, Skip, if you get somebody to knock somebody off and knock somebody off, and that's what you was hoping when the men play, Skip. And now if somebody can knock off Joker, knock off Fed, knock off the dog, I got a chance to win. And sometimes that happens. Yes. Sometimes you need that to happen. See last year's Lakers, right? You need the Nuggets to eliminate the Clippers so that you don't get eliminated by the Clippers, Skip, right? Serena. I can make a case Serena is the greatest athlete of all time. Well, it's interesting. Her husband wore a T-shirt that wasn't last night, but the previous match, I saw him wearing a T-shirt that said, greatest female athlete ever, ? No, greatest athlete. That was his T-shirt, and I was like, you can make a case. And that's the thing, Skip. And I know how bad she won 24 because she's so close. Skip, Serena used to be, look here, if Serena made it to the semifinals, go ahead and start etching her name on the trophy because you weren't beating her. Yeah. But as she started to age and she had a baby and then motherhood and then other things, is she devoting the same level of time? Because she got a brand now, the clothing line I see on Home Shopping Network. Yep. She got a daughter now. She's a mother. She's a wife. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's... But none of that precludes her, if she wants to, doing what she's done so many times, saying, okay, watch this. You got to sacrifice that, though. Okay, you got to sacrifice. You got to sacrifice. Okay, I hear you, but I still think I saw enough of her at the Aussie Open to say, she's still pretty good. So she's lost her last 4 finals now. Yes. But she got to the finals, right? But Skip, if you look at she's losing the finals aren't close. Halep beat a 6-2, 6-2 at Wimbledon. Yeah, and this was not close. Yeah, I mean, you know, 6-3, 6-4, but when you look at it, the way that girl could hit through the ball, Serena, and just had Serena running all over the court. Yep. And I felt bad for Serena because she spent half the match berating herself or even laughing at herself. Like, what are you doing? Come on, play your game. Right. Skip, you're playing your game, but this girl is better at playing her game now than you are at playing yours. Hey, Serena Williams is as mentally tough a competitor as I have ever seen. And when she decides, I still believe she could decide and go win Wimbledon. But she'd have to really get mad and commit. Skip, that girl just better. Yep. That's just, and for the longest time, Serena was just better. No woman had a serve like Serena. No woman that could move like Serena, hit with the power, the forehand, the backhand. She had it all, and the mental side of it. Now, that's Osaka now, Skip. When you look across the court, you see a young Serena. Yep. I will say this about the sport of tennis. The great thing about it is, back to the days I started covering Wimbledon, where I went a number of times, always the marquee matchup would be Navratilova versus Chris Evert. Yep. And the women are always more compelling than the men because last night, that was the showcase event of this Australian Open to me. But for what her and Venus, Skip, when I was a kid, basically you had Zena Garrison and you had Lori McNeil. Those were the black tennis players. Yeah. But now you see Venus, Serena. You see Naomi Osaka, Sloane Stephens, Taylor Townsend. You see all these Coco Gauffs. The Madison Keys. Because of the Williams sisters.
100%. I'm so glad we're talking about this. And I think about growing up and being a Serena fan, and it's like she gave you the confidence that you could be as good as the boys. And it sounds weird to say, but it was like, well, Serena can do it.
Serena been on this tour since '98. Skip is 2021.
Incredible. She is inspiring. young. She's 39. She's a mom. I mean, she's the GOAT in my eyes, guys. If I have to say it, because we talk about GOATs on the show plenty, but we got to have Serena Williams in the conversation. It was emotional last night, but maybe a passing of the torch as well to Osaka, who's going to be fun to watch. Guys, speaking of GOATs, it's Tom Brady, the quarterback version of Michael Jordan. We'll explain what one former Patriot had to say about it next.